Here we have a box hedge or buxus, and we're about to give it a trim. And what I'm going to do is talk you through the process of me trimming it from a professional point of view, which shouldn't be mistaken for an expert. Professional means I just do it for a living, but I do rather a lot. Unfortunately, we had a very late frost here, and as you can see, the top got slightly burnt, but it will recover over time. Now, I particularly chose a day or a period of weather when it wasn't too hot. We recently had a heat wave and I totally avoided cutting box hedges as they can scorch quite badly. So if you notice, I keep the blades of the hedge cutter flat on the top. The only time I generally tip the blades on a slight angle is if I want to cut a little bit more aggressively. If there's any lumps or bumps and I need to take them out, I would just put a little bit of angle on that hedge cutter. But generally, it's always flat. Super important, your blades are very sharp, as box hedges can bruise very easily, and they need to be clean. If there's any blight or any disease, it can be transmitted from them blades if you're going from hedge to hedge or topiary, etc. This particular hedge is quite a formal hedge, so it needs to be fairly crisp, but you can do different shapes of hedges. You could have them rounded off, etc. Or, if the gardens are more of a relaxed style. I've done all the top in one go on this hedge, but it's not very long. If there's a lot longer, or generally a lot more of it, I would probably do some of the top and then some side, then some more top and some more side. Box hedges can be a bit tough on the old back, so to sort of change around a little bit does ease that a little. So now we're on the sides, and it's generally, I find, just nice and easy steady movements, nice and gentle. Again, blades flat against the hedge and as vertical as you can. Nice steady sweeps. I always find keep the hedge cutter on the hedge all the time. Do not pull it away and then go back into it. One of my top tips for trimming box is actually enjoy the process. There's no rush, just take your time and feel your way through the hedge. If you enjoy a job, it'll always be less of a chore and time will go fairly quick as well. And there is a certain pleasure about this sort of trimming. So when doing here, inside of a box hedge, generally it's a little less light, so the growth is slightly less. But don't cut the same amount off as you did on the front. Otherwise, over a period of years, the hedge will migrate forward and the stump, or where the hedge is planted, will be quite close to the back. I've seen this many times on hedges, and when you're trying to do the back of the hedge, you're literally running up against the stump. So on back of box hedges, very little comes off. Also, when you're trying to dodge plants in a border like this, get a good footing, cut a section, and then move and start cutting again. Don't be tempted to sort of shuffle through. You're going to squash a plant or catch yourself with the hedge cutter. So nice and methodical and take your time. So as you can see, it's all trimmed, but you can always go over any bits and pieces you're not happy with and just give them a little tweak. You don't have to get everything cut in the first pass. You can always go back on yourself. So here inside the border, I'm actually using the leaf vac to help clear up, as you couldn't sheet up inside at all. You'd squash everything. So the vac is really handy for that. I also cleared the bits up by vacuuming the outside as well. Normally I would sheet this, as box trimmings in grass is a devil to get out. Because it's so dry and the grass is short, it's not really a problem, and it's just as quick to vacuum it in this sort of situation. And there it is, all done, all nice and trimmed. But the most important thing when you're doing box is actually, again, enjoy what you're doing. Now I know some people are going to ask about the hedge trimmer, so I will just quickly run through that for people who are interested. I've used the Stihl HSA 140T and I'm running it with a AP200S battery. Now we have 3 speeds, 3,900 strokes, 4,500 and 5,000 strokes per minute. And we have a twisty handle, which is quite handy when doing the sides. So we're all done. Hope you enjoyed and found it of interest, and thank you for watching.